The Nigerian military has categorically debunked reports that security forces have killed 18 civilians, which accounts for more deaths caused by the coronavirus during the lockdown in Nigeria. The Coordinator Defense Media Operations, Major General John Enenche, said, except it is confirmed. He said when he read through the reports, he discovered it was the same people who take it upon themselves to peddle untrue news, and he suspected they are on heavy payrolls against Nigeria. Major General Enenche, who was speaking in Abuja at a media briefing, said all the parties accused must be given the benefit of the doubt.
Media outfits are probably in the minority, are publicizing something that the security agencies or the military killed 18, while COVID-19 killed how many? They stated it even below that of 18, a figure. It is not true. Whatever, I don't know why they should put military in that light and in that number.
Enenche said, whatever happened, be it tale-bearing or story coming from the police, the military is aware and investigations are ongoing. Boko Haram insurgents were said to have launched an attack against the Chief of Army Staff on Wednesday, the 15th of April 2020, at Ngamdu, a border town between Borno and Yobe, where the Army Chief Buratai has relocated to launch what is considered as final onslaught against terrorism in Nigeria. The insurgents were said to have come in gun trucks from the southwestern side and opened fire. Though no fatality was recorded, some of the troops were said to have sustained various degrees of injuries. But in a counterclaim, the military authorities said,
the publication you saw was not from an authentic source. I have a public relations officer on ground there with him. I have intelligence officers there with him. Who would have told me this thing happened? They never told me. Let me be open. So many people are out there mischief, fabricating all manner of nonsense just to downplay on our efforts.
Major General Enenche said the report is a fabrication of lies aimed at mischief, saying it was not the first time the Chief of Army Staff was being attacked or an army commander. "17 people were said to have been killed when a fighter jet of the Nigerian Air Force bombed Sokotuku village in Damboa local government area of Borno State. Women and children were said to have been killed. The military authorities on its part explained the situation of things.
It was last week that it happened. The Air Force is on top of the situation. Now, anything that happens like that, since it was alluded that it was the airstrike, so it's the responsibility of the Air Force. We have the clips. I even have the clips. It is the clips they will now take now to corroborate with whoever will come forward. But as I speak with you, not a single human being has come forward and say we are civilians living in that place. Only two, I will say only two, adults and then some children, about 4 of them, are in Damboa General Hospital. How did they get there?
The Coordinator Defense Media Operations further said that after the airstrike, the civilian JTF arrested the wounded persons and queried to know where the people in Damboa were coming from. The people are said to have kept sealed lips to questions put to them.
The human intelligence we got that we used with the ISR from the aircraft was the amassment of people on that particular day on the 9th of April, from morning up till evening. And then the following day it continues, people kept trickling into that place. Shokotoko abandoned for long. So human intelligence got to us, I think a week before that, to the commander on the ground, that their logisticians are going to supply them food and items, of which of course they were taking there. Take and drop. Then those to collect 11 gun trucks started trickling in one after the other. Then on the 10th, the same thing, motorcycles joined up and the target was acquired. How suddenly, within 24 hours, a place that was not inhabited got inhabited? How possible people, ordinary civilians, appeared with gun trucks? How possible people, you say civilians, came with motorcycles and AK-47? How possible was Boko Haram flag seen there? Those are questions that we should wait patiently for the clips that we have, and then for the Air Force now to tell us.
The Chadian military is alleged to have said if Nigeria does not take charge of its territory, it would have no choice but to pull out its troops from the border of Lake Chad. Here is how the Nigerian military reacted.
The question is, are they holding any portion of Nigeria? That is the question I will ask them. Are they holding any portion? We are all stakeholders in the Lake Chad basin. Thank God I operated there. It's just like a border. If you say you will not take care of your brother, that is your own headache. And the chief of army staff was on ground there. I think he's still there up till now. And they were on ground. Where are you holding? Demographically, they are not holding any inch of Nigerian land.
The military states that there should be no panic if the increased military presence is noticed in public areas. The request is to cooperate with security agencies to ensure that the lockdown is effective.
At this juncture, I must state clearly that the Armed Forces of Nigeria is to provide the minimum necessary force to support the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies to checkmate the nefarious activities of criminals wanting to take advantage of patriotic and loyal citizens who are observing the lockdown directive. Consequently, all criminally minded individuals are hereby warned to desist from disturbing the peace of other citizens of the country. Otherwise, they will be tackled appropriately in line with the principles of internal security operations and rules of engagement, in order to ensure the security of lives and property of peace-loving Nigerians.
But what does minimum necessary force entail?
When we talk about minimum necessary force, it can even just be like, stop there, don't move. As you are aware, there is no provision for corporal punishment or engagement. I must tell you that. The military does not get engaged in that. And that is why each time you people will now fly anything viral on that, we tell you it must be investigated. So I can tell you that one. So since you mentioned something like frog jump, there is nothing like that. Corporal punishment, no. And we are not going to deal directly with civilians at this stage.
It is worthy to point out here that all the 6 geopolitical zones are covered by the Armed Forces of Nigeria, that is, Army, Navy, and Air Force formations by the 21 designated isolation centers. Also, the 80 trained medical personnel are already deployed at various formations for engagements.
In addition, personal protective equipment have been provided. Ladies and gentlemen, the high point of our level of preparation towards supporting the federal government to tackle COVID-19 pandemic is a provision of 2 military laboratories to carry out tests for the coronavirus. And these are the Defense Reference Laboratory in Abuja and the Nigerian Air Force Reference Laboratory in Lagos.
The gallant troops of Operation Lafia Dole were said to have had very intensive clearance operations cutting across the theater. A combined effort of the land and air component saw several decapitations of Boko Haram terrorists and ISWAP elements. However, they were monitored and tracked through intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance and vetted human intelligence at Sokotoko near Damboa, Borno State. Thereafter, they were struck with resultant massive casualties.
Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji, Operation Well Punch, and Operation Well Stroke in Zamfara, Niger and Nasarawa states. The operation was conducted across these 3 states. They neutralized several bandits, rescued kidnapped victims, and recovered some equipment.
Similarly, troops of Guards Brigade, Nigerian Army operating with troops of Operation Wild Stroke and supported by the Nigerian Air Force conducted a clearance operation on the 14th and 15th April 2020 at Toto local government area of Nasarawa State.